Hey guys, I want to tell you a really cool story about Sound of Freedom. You remember the little boy in Sound of Freedom? Well, something happened after we had rescued him, but before we had gone to find his sister and the others. We had him in a little county aftercare center in El Centro, California. And we had been gone for many, many days tracking the sister, and we recovered a lot of the kids. And there was a point where I had to come back before I turned him back over to his family. And I was gonna give up. I remember thinking, I don't think I can do this anymore. It was the first time I remember having seen the video of a child who was being sexually abused, and then see the actual child. And the film picked up a lot of the real scenes. The necklace was real. Okay, that became very important to me, with my name on it. Okay, that's a real story. I told Alejandro Monteverde, maybe don't add that because it's just, people maybe won't believe it, but it is true. And but this was this beautiful moment where I was deciding whether I was going to be done doing child crimes. It was almost too much to see the actual child, and then it led to the rescue of other children. And I was driving down the highway through El Centro, California, Highway 8, and there's only really two off-ramps that I was contending with in this moment. One was 4th Avenue, where you'd get off and go to the aftercare center. And the next one was Dogwood. That's where I would get off to go to my house. A very small town on the border, right? And I played this game with myself, and I said, if I passed 4th Street, and I'm like in tears, I'm emotional. I'd seen that video so many times. I'd seen that kid, and I played this game, this mental game. If I passed 4th Street and went to Dogwood, that means I was going to be done. I was going to find a different career or go into like a money laundering group or some other thing other than child crimes. But if I turn off on 4th Street, that means I'm committing and I'm staying in the fight. Well, I had made up my mind, I'm going to pass 4th Street. I'm going to Dogwood. I am not going to continue in this. And in that moment, a song came on the radio by a friend of mine. I became friends later with him, named Peter Brian Holt. And the song's called Lullaby. Now listen to this song. It's a song about a parent figure who's trying to comfort a child who is in the throes of misery and fear of some monster. And you'll hear the words, and the words that resonate with me right before I had to make my decision were, they won't come around here no more. These monsters, they won't come around here no more. And I turned off on 4th Street, tears in my eyes. That's when I went into the building, saw the little boy. He jumps into my arms. That scene where he hugs me is actually there before he reunited with family. And that's when he gave me the necklace and hugged me and said these words in English, and he spoke perfect English, which made me realize how badly he'd been abused by this American person depicted in the film, who will be the rest of his life in jail. And he said, I don't belong here. And I remember thinking, a 5-year-old boy should never say to me or to anyone, I don't belong here. When he said that, I heard echoes of millions of children saying, I don't belong here. And that was my commitment. I told Peter Breinholt this story later on, and he got together with One Voice Children's Choir. And watch this, watch what they did. Watch this music video with the story I just told you, and try not to cry. This is Peter Breinholt and One Voice Children's Choir singing Lullaby. Now, after this is over, because people ask me, why do you keep going after your enemies? I will never, these enemies of mine who I've mentioned, people like Ben Pack, Tammy Lee, and they're shocked. How can you call me enemy, Tim? Because you violated scripture and children got hurt. It's that simple. When you violate children, that's the stake president, that's the PR committee. Okay, no one gets passes. In fact, the people that use Jesus' name to do this stuff are in bigger trouble. They don't think they're in trouble because the guy above them, people who are complicit, are telling them, you're okay. You're not okay. You've cut yourself off from the ordinance of the house. Read the scriptures. Jesus is coming. Okay, and so these are enemies. They were my best friends, which makes them worse enemies to children. Ben Pack, there's others. I'm going to start naming them, okay? Tammy Lee, Jeff Frazier, and a lot more are going to be named. And I'm going to talk about one at the end of this video, because you will know when you watch this video my passion and commitment to rescuing children. Anyone who gets in the way of that is going to face the justice of God, and they're going to lose everything. I'm going to tell you about one after this video. Watch the video, get the commitment, stick around if you want to hear about the #1 villain. He knows who he is. I'm not going to name him yet, but you're going to hear his story. But first, lullaby.
As I lay myself to sleep, I'm awake and nobody else is here. Sometimes I wish I could fly away, so they won't come round here no more. They won't come round here no more. And know that there's no more fear, and maybe you'll stay here to hold on to when things get bad. So be still and sleep now, and know that there's no more fear, and maybe you'll stay here to hold on to when things get bad. So be still and sleep now, and know that there's no more fear, and maybe you'll stay here to hold on to. There's one thing you should know: they won't come round here